Welcome back to the finals of the 2025 World Championships of Warhammer Underworlds tournament. We are back with two players that we have seen fairly recently. We know from the previous stream from the semis that Michael is back with his Soulraid, and then we found out during the interim that Jarosław was able to take down his Polish teammate and come back with his Wurmspat. So we have a finals of two players that we have very recently seen. They looks like they are just about ready to start. So let's get on to the game.
All right, so just having some pregame conversation. We've got fighter cards and warbands arrayed, making sure that everybody understands how everything's going on, getting everything set up. Tons of fans watching, which is great to see.
Absolutely. This is a big one. I think both of these players are excellent, and I think we're really in for a treat here.
Yeah, I am excited. I have said offline, I have maybe even said online, that I have learned so much just from watching such a high caliber level of play.
Absolutely.
A lot of decks that I don't normally use, or decks that I have not experimented with, and it's been really exciting to see them in use by such good players to such great effect. It's certainly inspiring me to maybe try something new, try something different, maybe take away some lessons here to play better.
A very good call, and a really great thing to have play of this caliber that can be inspiring to so many people who play this game, to try new things and sort of reinvigorate perhaps a love of the game. It's really a nice benefit of having such a large and well-watched tournament that everybody is going to be able to take lessons away from.
Yeah.
And of course, it doesn't hurt that both players are excellent sportsmen, and that their painting is really top-notch as well. It's a very fun feast for the eyes, as you might say.
Yeah.
A very colorful Soulraid is expected of elves, with the very muted dark tones of chaos.
Yeah, you have to imagine from a lore perspective, did the Idoneth even want these souls?
It is a good question. They are probably kind of gross at this point.
Yeah.
Might have to send them off to the cleaners.
Yeah, salt water does a lot, I think, for sanitizing things.
You know what? That's true. I have heard that.
So I wonder if the Ether Sea has the same effect.
It very well may.
All right, so cuts here from our opponents.
Yes, getting the decks prepped, making sure everybody is happy with knowing that their opponent's decks are well and truly shuffled. And here we go. First hands drawn, checking for mulligans. We saw both of these players, and so we have a bit of an idea of their strategies, but I have to imagine that into these matchups, the strategies might change slightly.
Yeah. I can't help but think that the Wurmspat strategy will largely be the same. Just get in, get your charges, try to do as much damage as you can, as quickly as you can.
It could be. Now, the only one thing that makes me think that there's a possibility of a change is just that some of these fighters, Furain in particular, awfully hard to just charge in and pressure them down. So maybe there's a world in which you hold back and try and counterplay a little bit more, knowing that you need to play to the positioning. And there's fewer fighters to take care of than something like Gitz, so you kind of can play around where you think they probably are going to need to stand.
That's fair.
For their pillage and plunder style.
Honza in the chat asking for 3 draws. As a commentator, I would please ask for not that, because I don't know how much longer we would have to be here if that is what happens.
Yeah, I might lose my commentator co-host here if the game were to have to go to like a 4th game to break a tie like that.
Yeah. So, looks like we're getting ready for that first roll-off. Oh, a handshake across the table.
Yes.
Very sporting.
Giving good luck to each other.
Oh, a crit from
the
Jarosław.
board and the sword. So there we go. We know that Yaroslav is going to have the choice to start us off and getting the board.
Good energy from both players at the table.
Yeah, seems that they're well energized, happy, ready to go, excited. What you like to see?
Spinrite requesting for Michael to do the game quickly.
You
that we
can
need
use
an
an
early
early
night.
night.
Yeah.
Well, for everyone else, Spinrite, I think we're going to need these games to be as long as they have to be to get the best quality of play. So
Yep.
you might be in for another long one. Or, if you'd rather, you can always come back and watch it after the fact.
That's true. It's not as exciting.
It'll be recorded. You won't miss it.
All right, arraying the tokens. Yaroslav takes his
choosing
two.
the numbers. Getting I would assume some support from fellow Polish players here in the chat. I obviously do not speak any Polish, so not sure. But glad to see folks from all over tuning in to watch this game. And here we go. First token is placed off to the top of the board in a defensive position. The nice thing about that spot being able that there are starting hexes on both sides so that there's ample opportunity for moving the fish onto those. The other tokens, we saw this strategy yesterday. Yaroslav placing 2 tokens forward, and I believe this is similar to what we were talking about just a second ago, and that Yaroslav probably continues his plan of trying to push the fighting all to happen on one side of the board by keeping all the tokens close together.
Nope.
All right, with a fairly far forward Fecula position, she has line of sight onto 2 of the tokens there, so that's pretty good for trying to deny positioning for everyone except for Furain.
Right.
With Furain, not a whole lot you can do, and except hope for ties, I guess, which is a bit tough.
Right.
Septimus deciding that he's going to have the bottom flank here. And we did end up seeing yesterday that Yaroslav sometimes is willing to load up just one side of the board, but no, a full spread out situation to help try and contain all of the treasure tokens that we might see get covered up here. Sword for Michael
and hammers.
And a hammer for Yaroslav. So Michael will start with the choice. Yaroslav getting the additional power token, or power card.
Right.
Excuse me.
I can't help but feel bad for doing Claw here. It appears that he may have been put out as bait.
I believe the positioning is such that you can have one of those elves activate and pull him down onto token 1. But yes, he is left alone to deal with Gulgak, and that is quite the fight. A giant crab versus a giant of a used-to-be man?
Right. Yeah. Oh, so they're talking over the purpose of the Aqua Granis tokens on the corners, and it sounds like Michael is using them as a reminder for the different tide abilities through each battle round.
Okay. Interesting.
So visibility for his opponent, understanding staggering is a thing for this first battle round.
That is a very good call out and something that I was not picking up on in our previous game.
I had not picked up on it either, could barely overhear the conversation at the table where Michael was explaining to Yaroslav what he was doing. So,
Mateo asking, no more double crit rolls. I'm sorry, Mateo, I can't promise anything because it appears that we have some cursed scenario here with the stream dice and everyone rolling double crits.
Yep. All right, so the first activation, a charge.
We get Fecula covering up that token. Starting with the attack onto Furain, I believe.
That's what it looked like. That was the indication.
I believe that's 1 success. No, she's on swords?
She is on swords on her ranged attack, I believe.
But there we see it get stuck in. We saw that card get scored oh so many times throughout the streams. We've come to know it very well. Spinnerite commenting about the crab positioning, likely so that it's less likely to get charged out in round 2. That very well could be.
All right.
Upgrade coming out, Brawler. Brawler is a very good card to have, and it's coming out right away. He's going to put a damage on Septimus here, the pings, using trapped cash there. Good thing to have against these guys, as you need every little bit of extra damage you can come by.
Now, you cannot reduce damage from pings because you do not roll defense dice.
Absolutely. All right, both players passing. Furain, or excuse me, Tamael getting to start things off here, getting the roll. Ooh, two crits and just the dodge, so no damage reduction either. Not that it would have mattered, I suppose, with the range 3 attack, but getting to hit and drive back Septimus, and then being able to pull onto both tokens, which I did suspect was probably the reasoning for wanting that board positioned that way.
Right. So we'll see our first delve.
Yep, Duneclaw starting with the delve. Interesting that we start there, just because I think with the stagger, that does mean... Okay, yes,
Yep,
and we get Frenzied Rush. Yes, and that is why that treasure token is just across the line, so that we can deny that and set up Frenzied Rush at the same time. Fecula being herself worth 3 bounty, she can score that by herself. Similar to many other elite aggro warbands. Good call out. Mateo, the Wurmspat push, being able to deny Strip the Realm. We get Accurate also coming out onto Septimus. Septimus really tooling up here to start things off, to be very accurate. He is not going to have as many good charge targets after having been driven back a little bit, but we'll see. Choosing to go in after... It looked like he pointed at Spinefin.
I believe he is going after the fish.
And
maybe
going for the...
Could be hoping for the overrun.
Could be. Using 2 hammers on this attack.
So no successes.
Uh-oh. That is but the reroll says
and there's
crit.
A crit.
Oop.
Not in the tray.
A dodge.
Dodge.
So
no
he
damage.
will be able to drive back and overrun, but
Which
the
is...
Spinefin is still in play.
Yep. So now, because of the tide,
he is going to be staggered.
Staggered, yep.
That can't feel too great for Yaroslav to have missed that attack, even though it does mean covering up the token, because now he is surrounded by all 3 elves.
Oh, so he just used Nauseous Revulsion.
Yeah, reduce the dice.
Yep.
Probably a good call here to try and keep Septimus a little healthier for a little while longer.
It is worth noting that that is only for melee weapons. So both Elathain and Tamael could use their ranged attacks.
Choose to use their ranged attacks just to be a little more accurate here. But I'm guessing that less concerned about that while having surrounded.
Right. So
I'm not sure who the attack is coming
crit
from.
And
deciding to get 2 successes, keeping in mind that Brawler was and he does get the damage reduction with the block.
Yep.
Drive back and the overrun, it was from Elathain.
Yep.
Damage reduction coming in handy there. Thinking about whether or not to push Duneclaw after the activation, but deciding better against it. I think that makes sense, not wanting to give up that token right away.
I think based on the wording, he actually would not be able to push because you have to push each closer to that fighter.
That could be.
But I can't remember. It doesn't matter because he didn't push anyway.
Yes. Headlong charge coming out onto Gulgok, so he'll be a little bit faster. I imagine that means he's going to be either trying to get to Furain or maybe maybe if he pushes Septimus first, he could be trying. I'm not entirely sure. Trying for Spine Fin. Okay, reasonable. Just to start getting bodies off the board, I suppose.
Two
Wow.
crits and a hit.
2 crits and a success. Spine Fin is going to go out.
Still
He does
gets a
roll the
crit.
crit, but it's not enough, obviously. Taking him out, and he does score for the
Strong
first
start.
kill. I see. Okay. Trying to pick a target who's easy to kill for his strong start. That does make sense.
Sometimes you just have to do what the cards say to do.
You do. You do.
Yeah, so at this point, the Wurmspat are all charged out. Every fighter has a charge token.
Yep.
So each of those fighters can continue to act, take core actions that are not charges.
Very true. It'll be interesting to see what does Michael want to do here in order to continue to control the board, or does he continue laying attacks into Septimus? I think it's a bit of a tough choice here because taking Septimus out early would certainly help. All right, and yes, here we go. I believe that was one success because I think this is from Furain. All right, getting a roll here. Septimus with the crit. So still able to stand fast and reduce the damage.
But that looked like a
and that was for a branching
fate.
I thought there was. That might not be branching fate.
It is a glory, whatever it is.
He scored a glory for sure. The art is very hard to tell from that angle. I think. All right, here comes a sidestep. Moving Gulgok in, already staggered, so not caring about that snare hex. Making for the supported attack here onto Elathain. We saw some interesting plays last game for Michael being able to, yes, get Elathain out of those situations, and here we see it again, sidestepping away in response. Furain could still get attacked, obviously, but she is less concerned, I would think, being only able to take 1 damage right now. All right, so considering the power step, both players have decent options. I suppose if you wanted to burn Blades of Putrefaction right now, you could try and put 2 damage on Furain. Not sure if that's the correct play, but certainly it is an option. This will be the final activation for Yaswaf.
Nicola commenting that Michael is doing some social distancing, which is completely reasonable when facing off against the Wurmspat.
Yeah, they're very much sick. You can tell just at a glance.
No, I do not need to be close to these people.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like we've got Gulgok.
Yeah, making the very accurate attack into Furain here. With the single supports, this attack is quite accurate.
So one
success, though. And she will also have a success, I believe, or is she on dodge?
She is on dodges, so no successes.
Okay.
So the damage goes through, and we got this.
Getting her stand fast to reduce the damage.
Yep.
But now she is slowed down because of that bile token.
That's right. Yep. Those rotten pierogies.
Those rotten pierogies, absolutely. Yeah, you hate to see it.
Yeah. I say that because for anyone that hasn't seen this yet, the bile tokens that Yaroslav is using have pierogies on them.
Oh, yes. Having to remember, she's at -2 speed. Getting, interesting choice. So putting Swift Step out. Going to put that onto Furain so that she is able to push after the charge here.
Have
Probably
to be
trying to
hoping
get
for a
Fecula
drive
off
back.
the token. Gets a crit.
Should she have hidden aid?
And she could have had hidden aid on. I don't remember seeing it come out, but it's very possible. Players are both very focused on the game, not on us. Choosing, to push into enemy territory to be able to heal. That's an interesting call there rather than grabbing the token. But based on cards in hand, it must not be important to be on that token right now. So Fecula just taking the 1 damage off the successful attack. Just clarifying the positioning as the push is sort of halfway in between 2 tokens at the moment. Yes, both players having to consider some power card options now. I believe if Strip is in hand, Yaroslav will probably think through, and we are just going to scoring. So he scores, keep chopping. If the Strip is in hand.
Does this give Michael an early Strip score?
That would be big.
So thinking about applying an upgrade, that looked like...
Deciding it should go on Golgok there instead of Fecula. I think generally that's usually pretty useful. Both of the attack profiles on Subsimus and Golgok seem better than... Oh, and there it is.
There it is.
Strip and against the odds for a 4 Glory end phase, putting Michael ahead just slightly. And Yaroslav potentially kicking himself there because he did have the ability to push.
Could be.
Although let's just refresh ourselves on the wording. Is there any directional limitation on those pushes?
Oh, that's a good question. Pick up to 2 friendly fighters. Push each of those fighters 1 hex.
No.
You can only use this ability once per game, so there's no directionality involved.
Could have definitely gotten back on, and perhaps having thought better of saving it for later.
All right, so there's a hammer on the roll-off from Michael.
Hammer. And the hammer. It is a tie because the fish is worth 0 bounty.
So hammer and a hammer again.
Oh boy.
The second roll-off.
Are we on our way to another
single and a hammer?
Oh, getting some clarification in the chat that the wording on it is such that is only in
after his power. Use
step.
This in your power step.
Yeah, that's subtle wording there that makes it a little bit more limiting. Good shout, Mr. Bombardi.
Yep. All right. Starting round 2.
Absolutely. I have to imagine that Yaroslav probably... Oh, yeah. Yep. Probably not feeling too great about losing that roll-off. 2 hammers into Septimus.
It's got to be hoping for a
shield or a crit here
shield
would
or a
be
crit.
Great. Oh, and he rolls the dodge. That'll take him off. That's 2 bounty for that kill. And a pretty substantial amount of his invested upgrades gone. Obviously, that doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot for his position in this game. He still has 2 very competent fighters, but it certainly helps to be able to start to thin his activations. Having fewer bodies to control the board will mean that Michael should have some flexibility as to how to avoid some of these fighters now.
All right.
But we still have a Golgok who can run very quickly despite his bulk, and is already inspired with a very scary attack profile. Having cleave during this round is actually quite useful because we have multiple fighters for Michael who are pretty tough to hit with their block defense profiles.
Yep. I have to wonder what Yaroslav is thinking here. Somebody just got schnitzeled.
Schnitzeled, yes. Well said, chat. charging onto the token, wanting to keep control of some of these treasures. And with one success, with Cleave though, ooh, no successes in response. So that will be 2 damage coming through and a reduced movement from the Bile token, I believe, unless he was choosing to use Cleave instead of...
he may have opted for the Cleave.
Yes, probably opting for the Cleave, which I think makes sense to make the attack more accurate, but with the amount of speed that they have here in round 2, I almost wonder if it would have been helpful to keep him a little bit more locked down to limit how many treasure tokens he could have gotten to. But then again, he may not have even hit if he didn't use Cleave, so...
Yeah, right.
You can't know how the dice are going to come up ahead of time. Some contemplation of the board state. Yaroslav deciding he needs to read through the abilities on the Elathain's card.
Yep. So using the push. Got to maybe, will we see a Fecula charge at this point?
I believe he was using the push from his War Scroll card to get Fecula into a specific position. I'm not entirely sure if he is just setting up to be able to charge onto Elathain. Not completely sure. Michael deciding to take a look at the glory that has already been scored, or the objectives that have already been scored. Try and understand what other glory is potentially going to be looked to be scored in this round. I think both players trying to make sure they understand what the opponent's strategy is before they commit to any additional activations. Some discussion in chat about whether Prideful Duelist should have been able to be used or not. I think actually the chat is probably correct in that the window should have meant he needed to be in enemy territory before the push, but obviously both players seemed to believe that it worked correctly the way it was played, and so it is passed, and that is going to be how it is. Trying to understand where... Oh, another upgrade coming out.
So 2 glory, so great strength, great fortitude.
Could have been great strength.
Have we seen Keen Eye?
Yeah, so here's charge. We'll likely figure out what was put out based on the result of this. Have a number of attack dice. We got, I believe, 2 successes there.
4 dice. Makes me think it was Keen Eye.
No blocks or crits to reduce the damage. So how much comes out here? 2, which suggests it probably wasn't great strength unless it was just chosen not to use Grievous. So here we get a delve, our first delve of the round. A little bit slower on the delving than what we've seen previous. A healing potion, trying for, does not get the 2, but with the ability to reduce damage here, even just pulling 1 damage off of Fecula, that can be very helpful. Okay, so a Canny Sapper coming out. We have to assume that there's some sort of plan to be able to teleport Elathain away. I would guess if teleporting, he's probably going to end up in that stagger hex far away. It'll be interesting though. That is still within 5 hexes. Oh, but Gulgok has a charge token, so that is irrelevant.
Right.
Very, very interesting. It appears that photographers for Warcom are grabbing a few stills of the match here. So hopefully we will see some of those later on. We are getting shields up onto Furain, allowing for the breaking and teleporting as expected. Ooh. And there we see push through. And now the 5 move on Gulgak does still very much matter.
Yeah,
He will be able to charge again.
Yep. And putting 1 damage counter on 5-1 fighter with potential for damage reduction doesn't feel as dangerous.
No, not at all. Here we go. A fairly consequential roll here.
I think we're probably going for cleave.
I would imagine so, because if this does go through, I believe it will be a kill.
So that is one success.
He has a reroll because of the stagger. Ooh, no.
Just
so
the one success.
And there's a block. But with cleave, that
cleave,
wouldn't do it.
That
and he goes down. Ooh, wow. All right, 2 bounty for that kill.
Short clap of excitement from Yaroslav.
No surges off of that attack, but still, it has to feel pretty good to know that the revive is off the table now, and a few more bounty picked up. Table is starting to thin a little bit, and with only Dune Claw left to make any sort of moves or charges, we'll have to think through what would Michael be wanting to do here. I would imagine he is not going to want to charge with Dune Claw. He does have 2 more activations. He could just take an attack against Fecula. Dune Claw Will Inspire does have cleave. And then it is possible that he could either try and stay where he is or maybe even try to move up to token 4 there to get an additional delve for the round. We do know that Broken Prospects and Torn Landscape haven't been seen yet, so playing towards both of those would make sense. Tamael is in a position to be pushed onto a token, but we did already see a sidestep played, so I don't know if he has another push that would allow for that play. Great Fortitude coming out onto Fecula so that she has a little bit more health, putting her to 4 health remaining, which is still quite a bit.
That is as much health as either of the 2 elves remaining. So even with those 2 damage counters,
yeah, absolutely.
That is a minimum of 2 attacks.
Yes.
To take her down at this point.
Making it so that the only action he can take with a fighter is to charge. That is not great. Michael will probably then be forced into a focus here in his activation 3. Yeah. So here we go. We are going to see the focus. I would imagine, yeah. And just drawing the power card because he must like his objective hand. And he'll put it possibly quick onto Dune Claw, so that is going to mean a 3-block defense profile for the crab.
That is quite tasty.
Very good. Goes well with butter.
Possibly quick does go well with butter. As do crabs. But let's make sure we say that quietly so Dune Claw can't hear us. He's gotten enough grief.
But he doesn't even have ears. Can he hear us?
I don't know. I did not know. I am not a crustaceologist.
Oh, sure. That's probably the right word.
Yeah, sure. I was not aware that crabs did not have ears.
I could be very wrong about that.
Yeah.
They probably do have ears of some sort.
Right,
Duelist coming out. So Fecula will be able to reposition after either of her attacks, and that's pretty good when you have a ranged option, I think. Second activation here, Fecula having to decide, does she want to try and crack that 3-block defense in cover, or does she take a pot shot at a 2 dodge in cover on guard with a reroll?
I am not wild about either of those options.
Or maybe she even just walks away and stand on a token just to deny Doonclaw being able to do the same.
Yeah, that may be an option. Take a swing now and see what happens. You do have 1 more activation remaining.
Could be.
getting damage through would mean an inspired Fecula.
It would, absolutely. It's a tough choice, for sure. I think all the options are fairly low probability. So having to just think, do I need the counterplay, or do I keep working towards my game plan of just attacking, as Barf is wont to do?
Right. Big end phase scoring that we have not yet seen for Yaroslav. We could be looking at Arena Mortis.
Yeah, Arena Mortis.
Which
We
currently...
haven't seen... I can never remember the name of the card, but it's for having 4 bounty worth of fighters in enemy territory that have charged, but at this point, that won't be possible. Yeah, Fecula deciding to just swing.
A crit and a success.
That's quite good. Oh, and a crit success in response.
We could still drive
back, but no overrun. They had the same number of crits. There should not be any overrun here. Unless she has Duelist. If she has... Oh, and she does have Duelist. We were just talking about it. So could decide to Duelist onto the token.
That would allow for Doonclaw to charge.
Yes, the impossibly quick here does break because the attack missed.
Tristan commenting, Doonclaw hears all. All right, so passing on power. Allure of battle.
Interesting choice. I am not completely sure. I guess Michael deciding that he needs to make an attack here with Doonclaw. Ooh, and no successes. That is pretty rough. But he's landed quite a few of the attacks he's made so far, so I think he's probably due one here.
That should be Michael's final activation.
Yes. Well, no, I don't think so. Or, yes, I believe that was Michael's final activation. He probably just hasn't flipped his token.
I was just saying it out loud, more for my record keeping than anything else.
And I believe having to think through the power cards here. Not entirely sure what the card could be. Looks like going to the final activation here. Yes, and getting the clarification that the token should be moved, charging with Fecula back onto the token. Turning Doonclaw to face his opponent. Ooh, and a crit success. This could be big.
It's just a shield.
So there it is.
Opted to use great strength, I believe.
Yes. He used his blades of putrefaction.
Blades of putrefaction.
So he was able to get the attack through.
So an additional glory for the kill, and that should mean an inspired Fecula, which I'm sure Yaroslav will catch.
Yes, and here it is.
There we go. Fields of Blood, and
by getting the kill, he was able to get the 3 glory for having all fighters with charge tokens.
The Unrelenting Massacre.
Unrelenting Massacre, yes. Fields of Blood scores for Michael as well. And I think something else that I didn't see. Both players are obviously very focused on the game, and that is entirely fair. So going to 11-10 here, a very close game. Going into round 3, and as we would expect, given the play here. It would have been surprising to me if this wasn't a close game.
Right. Excellent play from both players already on the stream this week, and I'm assuming excellent play throughout the week for both of them.
Absolutely. All right. A roll for the round. A sword is quite good here.
And a sword for the tie.
And no, the underdog is Michael right now. So Michael gets the choice. The tide is changed.
Yep. So quick
choosing to start
throw.
with just a ranged attack, he gets 1 success. The defense rolls say, ooh, crit success in response.
But we will probably score whatever card it is for taking 2 attacks without charging.
Yeah, he could be working towards that, absolutely.
I believe he just scored it.
Oh,
he has an additional glory.
It could also have been get stuck in.
Oh, that's true. Or critical effort? No, there was not a crit.
Well, I think he scored critical effort already.
Right, and branching fate. So it could be get stuck in.
The arts are, for both cards, are in the same color palette, so it's a little hard to tell.
I am going to guess that's get stuck in.
I think it is too. I think both players have to feel pretty decent about their position in the game. Furain, very hard to take down. Both Fecula and Golgok very hard to take down.
I wonder about Michael's ability to delve as often as he needs, or be
that is the
on
part
or near
that does
feature
feel
tokens.
like it might be a problem, is being able to keep delving, to keep scoring. But he does have some rather fast fighters, so if he needs to just move multiple times and delve, I think he is more than happy to do so. But we'll see. The hand often dictates the play, and we know there's already a couple of cards left in Michael's deck for scoring. And quite a few, it looks like, in Yaroslav's deck. I can't quite count those. I would guess that looks like 3 more objectives still in his deck. Potentially having to think through how much more glory can he score with his cards before making any activations here or playing any power cards. So we see Kenai coming out. I would imagine that's probably going to go onto, Fecula, because Golgok is already very accurate. Now both fighters with extremely accurate attack profiles.
Yeah, and a bit of a best painted alt art flex on that card.
Yeah, absolutely. Always fun to see those things come out.
All right, so going into...
so we will see Yaroslav's first activation here shortly, I believe. Michael checking the number of cards, and I saw there he does have 3 objectives left in his deck. Looking at the cards he's already scored, I have to imagine that both fighters might end up needing to do a focus at some point in this round.
I believe he's using the Bile weapon ability here, which... Ooh.
Oh, wow.
2 crits and a hit.
That is going to mean a very slow Furain here after she stands fast.
Yes.
Okay, trying for a ping here. No. That is fairly lucky for Furain. Although I didn't see the Bile token come out, so perhaps...
Wasn't sure.
Just no token, or perhaps forgetting to place it?
Yeah, maybe a forgotten token. It's exciting to see such a close game here in the finals.
Wouldn't want it any other way, to be honest. I think the play is somewhat slowed here because ooh, blade catcher. That's fun. So being able to prevent some weapon abilities. Ooh, Sally Forth, very nice. Or, I keep doing that. It's share the load. It's not Sally Forth.
Right.
But anyway, so just moving onto the token to be able to score, delving down, wanting to check the power cards that have already been used by Yaroslav. This is a move we've seen a number of times from folks on stream, trying to guess as to what power cards could be left in their opponent's hand and deck to be able to know what counterplay options still exist. Personally, I don't know that I'd be able to track 20 cards that way, but pretty good. Hidden Aid coming out on Gulgok. He should be able to just about land an attack on anyone at this point.
Mr. Bombardi commenting that Tamael having a move token and not a charge token is a smart move when playing against Reckless Fury.
Yeah, gives him the flexibility to move again if he needs to, or he can just stand and shoot because he does have a range 2 and 3 attack. Gulgok coming in, wanting to join the party, put some hurt on Tamael here, and I honestly can't remember all of the abilities that are on there. If he has access to Grievous, that would certainly be nice to get the one-shot kill here.
There's 2 successes.
Into none.
So
And he scores the Branching Fate off of that. That was very, very good to see those dice work out for you. Any driving back happening or damage. So there's 2 damage. So no, and no. Oh, and it wouldn't have been a kill because this edition he got 1 extra point of health.
Oh yes. You were thinking when Tamael used to have 3 health, and now he has 4.
So perhaps Cleave was the ability that was chosen to be used to make the attack more accurate. It's hard to say.
Tamael is on dodge when not inspired, so
then
it
no,
may have
probably
been
not.
Bile, and we are not seeing the Bile tokens.
Yeah, it could be that we're just not tracking Bile with the tokens, but both players, I'm sure, remembering the status of what just happened.
John, welcome to the stream. As Tristan said, an incredibly tight match. We are in round 3 of game 1 of the finals with Michael from Austria and Yaroslav from Poland. Currently tied up 12-12. It might as well be 0-0.
Yeah, might as well. And now trying to get a good picture, laying out all the cards that have been scored, trying to double check that he knows all the cards that have been scored, all the cards that could be left in the deck to figure out how much more glory is left and how many scores are likely to still be coming out. A number of different options here for Michael, I think. We know the Broken Prospects haven't come out yet. We know you haven't seen his Delving for Wealth either. And he has the access to more delves as this game continues.
I think one of the things that may be a struggle right now is with both of these fighters having Bile tokens. They are reduced to 2 moves.
They are quite slow, so that does make things difficult.
Michael taking the time to assess what Yaroslav has scored, the power cards he has played, what is in his hand. We might be looking at a focus.
Through a focus, yeah. Trying to understand, is there a way that I could, or that he can find himself an out here to get maybe to some other tokens?
We've seen Canny Sapper.
We have already seen Canny Sapper. We've seen
Sidestep.
I think.
Don't believe. Is not running Illusory Fighter.
No, he is not. He cannot because we know he is using his restricted slot for delving for wealth.
Right. Dex commenting that a focus is equal to a dead Tamael.
That could very well be true.
If he doesn't draw the right power cards, or he's already played them.
It depends on what Michael sort of figures is the highest value play here. Trying to move away may be the right play, but hard to understand if that is the best route to victory. He does only have 2 activations left, so just moving for 2, unless he already knows that he has the ability to. Oh, and he's marking those bile tokens himself now, so that he doesn't forget. I believe is what those 2 tokens were.
That is what those were, yeah. Yep. So as we suspected, the players remember.
Yes.
Even if the visual markers aren't there.
It's hard to figure the remaining available scores given the current board state. If Michael doesn't move away to another token, don't particularly seem great. We know he can't score broken prospects off of this board state, as far as I know. We already saw Torn Landscape. Other 2 Glory End phases, I'm not necessarily thinking of anything off the top of my head, so I think that it may just come down to single Glory End phases, or maybe even surges. So this could be tight, could come down to dice.
Said it before, but
to
say it again. Oh, we are focusing.
Focus, I believe. Laying out a few power cards. And letting his opponent see them before he discards them. And trying to decide if any objectives go. The fact that he hasn't actually drawn his cards yet suggests that he is still contemplating what else could he need to do to pick up enough glory to win this game.
Right. So we see
Desolate Homeland going away. That tells us he is thinking he needs to play for a more aggressive objective hand. Because Desolate Homeland, I think, was likely to score here. Rolling a dice for...
There was a healing potion.
Healing potion. Trying to stay away from lethal damage here. So perhaps knowing that he still had a heal in deck, drawing into that. Golgok, as suspected, is going to be trying to take out Tamael here. I don't know what weapon ability he has to use. Oh no.
So
with only the 1 success, I believe, because of Hidden Aid. And a reroll for 2 successes. Getting the crit. Oh man. Getting to stay put and reducing the damage. That has to feel pretty bad. That is a pretty crucial thing to have happen here.
No. But I keep looking at the bile tokens and how significantly that has reduced Michael's ability to position his fighters on the board. How crippling that is in this moment right now when his strategy is...
Furian deciding to delve again. I do wonder if Michael was playing for trying to draw into his delving for wealth. He would have to delve 1 more time to be able to score it, but I would guess that if he did draw into it, he's going to make that play and try and get ahead and draw into one of his last objectives after surging. But it raises the question: what is his activation going to be? Try and avoid that Golgok attack.
We've said it before, but I'll say it again. I do appreciate the round length
Yes.
that is available here at Worlds, that we are allowed to take time, that players do have time. So we see an upgrade come out. I'm not certain what that
I
is.
think that's Duelist.
Okay.
So making the attack to be able to push away here. Getting a crit success.
Crit success.
2 defense dice,
2.
4. All right, so you can still get the drive back, which is likely what he wanted.
And the
deciding to Duelist here potentially. Yes. I don't know if we've seen diving in played. Oh, and critical effort, I believe, was just scored. Maybe. Hard to tell when the cards are like that. Delving down again. That would be the 3rd delve if he had delving for wealth. The fact that that didn't just come out makes me think that he doesn't have. Well, okay, maybe he scored it and we just missed it earlier. Because he has all his cards in hand now. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else Michael has. But being able to pick up that 1 surge off of that attack and driving Golgok away, pretty critical, I think.
Yeah, that prevents any kind of glory from the kill here.
We can see a final activation here from Yaroslav. Could just go walk onto a token, but I'm not sure that that denies anything. Wants to take a look at the scored objectives to understand what else is still scoreable. What else could still be in his hand? Knowing that there are 3 cards remaining. And we are seeing a little bit of some of the cards that we missed previously.
Try to peep if you can see that he has scored what we think he scored.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so moving back onto the token and delving
it down. And then delving again, that will be for, okay. So maybe I just had the count wrong. Delving for wealth scoring here. Pushing the lead up slightly. Oh, that's also treasure token 5 that he's holding.
So that's
so
3.
That's 4. So picking up 4 more, going to, I believe that's 16. I think that will do it. Yes, so.
Oh, Michael does not score anything else.
Yes. No end phase scoring, and I think that is to be expected because he was probably holding Torn Landscape and Broken Prospects as the 2 remaining cards.
Torn Landscape is...
Both were not scoreable because he couldn't move far enough.
Those bile tokens.
Yes, the bile tokens coming in clutch there. As any one of those would have meant a tie, and then needing to get those tiebreakers on.
Oh.
Wow.
An incredibly close game.
What an end to that round. It was really, really right down to the wire there. I would not be shocked if we came back here in the 2nd game and saw things go ever so slightly differently. I don't expect anything to ever be a runaway, especially in a game of this caliber. But that really could have gone any direction.
Yeah.
Right up till the end.
Excellent play on both sides.
Absolutely. Wow. Definitely looking forward to this next one.
Yeah.
And I believe then that we could see a different board setup here because if I'm remembering correctly, and I may not be because My brain's getting a little fried here, but I think Yaroslav had choice for board this time.
I believe that is correct.
And so then we did see the same thing in the previous round. Michael choosing to go to the Spitewood board and change the alignment slightly.
Nicola commenting that the crab is the ultimate life form. Yes, I believe that that is the running meme that eventually everything evolves into crabs.
I was actually thinking after I saw that perhaps not the ultimate life form, but the inevitable life form, as we all slowly devolve into crabs.
Well, and somehow I think Nurgle would be okay with that.
So Wallach asking in the chat, is it legal to place those in the edges? Those are not actually on the board. And this is something we've discussed a couple of times now because it was hurting our brains too. But those are actually just off the board, and they're being used as a marker for the tides, so that the opponent for Michael can see what tide effect is in the current round. So he's using the tokens as placeholders so that his opponent has a quick reference as to what's happening with the current tide round. It's actually a pretty useful visual marker. I would maybe pull them a little further away from the board myself, but that's just me and my tired, slightly older brain.
Right. They are very pretty.
For a youngin like Michael, it is very possible that that is not entirely or not at all something that causes his brain any problems.
No. Spinnerite commenting that it's going to be a late night to watch Intro win. That will certainly be the case.
If we go to 3, absolutely. We are actually right on pace, though, for both players to complete 3 games in an hour each, if that is indeed where things go. I also believe that given that this is the finals, the players would probably be given just about as much time as they want, because after this round, there is a substantial break before the award ceremony.
Yeah, I would think that we would see.
Choosing to go to the other side of the board with blocked hexes, that's interesting.
Maybe using those to block charge lanes could be looking for opportunities to open up better token placement for the Undersea Ether Sea Predators ability.
All right. Yes. So Michael placing tokens in such a way that it is easier for him to end up with his sea creatures pushing onto those tokens in his side.
Yep, and Yaroslav's answer negating that ability.
To a certain extent, yes.
Making it tough to.
He'll only likely be able to get one push on, unless he wants to push backwards, which he might be okay with.
Right.
So after the treasure tokens go down, the deployment, I believe, starting with Yaroslav, with a very aggressively placed Gulgak, wanting to have as many options for charging as possible. Move 3, even though you can offset with the push, is still somewhat limiting when the board is aligned in the 9's deployment. And Septimus joining his friend up front. And a crowded field there on the bottom of the board for the Elves.
All right,
And
here
we
comes
have
the
the
roll
roll.
off. There's
Oh,
a
just the double.
surrounded and hammers.
And we go to a choice for Yaroslav, the extra power card to Michael. This first activation, a number of good options here, I think, for Yaroslav in terms of who he wants to attack. And yes, we see Golgok going right into Elathain immediately. It's incredibly accurate attack. Oh my goodness.
Stream
with the double
dice.
crit and the stream dice. Turning back on. Getting the bile out.
Getting pierogied.
And getting best foot forward as well.
Yep.
Getting that successful attack with a charge in enemy territory. As aggro surges go, it is one of the simplest. There's only one easier, and it's also in his deck.
Yep.
You'll see it shortly. I do believe that it will be a little hard to understand predicting what Michael's going to want to do here, because we know that his hand can very well dictate the moves, and he does have quite a few options. Yaroslav choosing to use his push right away to close the gap a little bit with his fighters. Wanting to call a judge here, we're going to help flag somebody down.
Yep. I will be right.
As we take a quick break here while we wait for a judge, examining the board state, I do imagine that Michael is probably feeling a little hemmed in here now, having Golgok and Sepsimus right up on him right away. We have a card, Michael wanting a confirmation of an exact ruling on how the card will work before he chooses to play it. I am somewhat surprised about the Fecula being pushed sideways rather than towards objective 3, but it must be wanting to play towards objectives 2 and 1 while still having the option to run back around the pillar if Fecula needs to do so.
So it appears that the players have gotten whatever clarification they needed. And we are ready to move on through the game.
Starting with an attack. 3 dice. I'm not sure who is actually the one making the attack here.
It looks like it may have been
Elathain.
Elathain.
And hitting Golgok.
The hammer for the success.
And then being able to push. Yes. Okay. So taking the action with Elathain to be able to reposition Duneclaw and Spinefin, and likely being able to then delve tokens as soon as he moves them. And yes, there we go. Duneclaw delving. Seemingly always the first delve with Duneclaw, possibly because he has 2 block on defense.
That is a much better defense profile than any of the other fighters are sitting on when they are uninspired.
Yes.
In a relatively safe position at this point.
Headlong charge coming out here onto Sepsimus so he can get to whoever he wants here, basically. A commanding stride coming through, going to be getting staggered as he pushes through that snare hex. But that definitely moves Elathain to a safe spot, because Sepsimus now would... well, I suppose he could still do the 5 charge and be able to... Yeah, no, but he's going to go after the fish, try for a soft target. This tells me that he might, again, be going for a strong start here. He gets the 1 crit and no success, gets the kill. It's worth 0 bounty, but that will also inspire Septimus. And he may have just been doing it for the inspire, actually, as it doesn't appear there was any surges scored for doing so.
And choosing not to overrun.
Yeah, interestingly enough, not wanting to overrun, but that does mean it leaves his spear reach within Duneclaw and Furain, so that could very well be the reason.
That seems reasonable. And again, why Yaroslav is playing and I am not.
Yeah, and
yeah, Skylar also commenting the easy inspire.
Yeah, being able to threaten attacks once charged out on both objectives 5 and 1 there. So if Michael does want to try and go and hold, then it's going to be rather tough to prevent getting driven back off unless he uses Furain.
Oh, all right, so using Nauseous Revulsion here.
Yeah, reducing the dice from melee attacks, pretty solid here before Michael would potentially be wanting to charge onto a token, would significantly hamper his accuracy. And so instead, he is going to choose to take a standing shot with Elathain, I believe.
Onto Gulgach, I believe.
Oh, no? Maybe not? I don't know.
Not sure. That had to have been the attack.
Oh yeah, it was the range 3 attack. It's on hammers. For some reason, I was thinking it was something else.
So the range 3 attack is on swords from
And
Elathain.
I believe that was the score for critical F.
That looks like critical
Maybe.
effort.
I don't know. Not quite able to tell what the card is there. It could also have been for making multiple attacks without charging.
Hostile takeover.
Hostile takeover. Yes.
Oh, I'm not on the right deck.
In pillage there.
Yep. That looks much more like hostile takeover.
I think
at this glaring angle.
Yes. A little squinting, and I think I see it too. Yes, we'll agree. That was probably a hostile takeover. I think both players with a full grip of power cards here, essentially, except for the one upgrade that's been played. So lots of options. Unclear what it is that we're thinking through, though. As at the moment, there are quite a few options that could be played.
Still very early.
Still very early, yes. Skylar thinking that a power card charge token coming out for Fecula, I think not. And yes, the charge here happening with Fecula as a regular charge. Trying to attack Furain, though. Crits,
one success.
or just a crit, yeah. And no successes for Furain. The dice seemingly in
And that is now the
Yaroslav's
third damaged
favor here.
fighter.
Yes, being able to get the rest of his warband inspired, and now they are quite a bit tougher. And that objective 1 looking rather unappealing now with 2 fighters around it. Using sidestep to cover up the token, so not even a factor anymore.
Quite a rude sidestep.
Yeah. Quite good. Quite good.
Treasure token 5 and 2 still available, but instead we're opting for the charge.
Yeah, the charge with the melee attack here.
Is that a twist?
Yes, twisting the knife, getting 1 success. The reroll saying, ooh, just the 1 success. Okay, not too good of odds, but it is possible. Ooh. Yes, and being able to get that through, being able to do 2 more damage, I believe.
Yes.
And And that will be 2 bounty for that kill. And it frees up that token as well. But both other fighters for the Wurmspat completely healthy, or at least as healthy as fighters in the Wurmspat warband can be.
Sure. They have no damage counters.
They have no damage. Absolutely. Better way to put it. No wounds. Being charged out, there are multiple attack options available to Yaroslav, but those attacks are not exactly high likelihood at this point, given the targets that he does have available. Could go with a ranged attack from Fecula onto Tamael, I suppose, but it's hard to know. It's hard to know what he is trying to chase here. He's currently not actually holding the tokens. I wonder if that sidestep was in the attempt to prevent Strip the Realm again. If that does indeed come up and that Strip is scored here in round 1 once again, that would certainly be a very clutch kill there from Tamael's thrown harpoon.
Right.
Having to think very hard here. I think sometimes round 1 is the hardest in that there are so many possible options. Trying to counterplay becomes that much more difficult.
Right. Yeah, those decision trees certainly get much smaller as you get into further rounds in the game. There are fewer miniatures, fewer cards to play, fewer cards to score.
More visible information. And we see
a move.
There's just a move from Fecula. Perhaps another push available to get onto token 5. Or perhaps some other reason for wanting to stand next to Furain. I'm not entirely sure. Duelist coming out onto Furain. We are going into the final activation of this round, so if Michael needs to be on tokens, he would probably choose to do so here. But I think he is going... he's charging. Interesting. So trying to start dealing damage to Septimus here. 1 success, a reroll for 2. Quite good with 2 block. No, just the 1 success, but he will reduce the damage to just 1. Sidestepping or duelisting onto that objective 1. Deciding to delve here in the power step. Getting the delve train rolling, the second delve of the round. Yeah, Judge calling out needing to place that stagger token. Technically, yes, but knowing that nothing was really going to happen with the stagger. Ooh, and a healing token or a healing potion to get Furain back to full health. That is probably pretty helpful, as it means Furain will require getting hit quite a few times. And here we go into scoring, and we get bloody momentum and keep chopping. 2 pretty hard to deny scores with this warband for a total of 3.
So the bloody momentum was the move was probably to ensure the score of a bloody momentum.
Yeah, just in case there was a drive back.
Drive back or a lure battle.
Okay, and
so
then
Keen Eye come out.
Keen Eye and Great Strength both coming out, and
both going on to Septimus. That is rough.
Yeah, makes for a very scary Septimus. Means now at range 2, he can be hitting for 3, or at range 1. Or I may be correct. Sorry. The range 2 likely...
He could use Grievous now.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So 3 or 4 damage. Yes, as I was thinking, but just had to double check.
Right.
Very, very scary there with the very high damage. We see the 2 scores. We have Fields of Blood and Desolate Homeland for Michael.
So that's
Keeping
another 3.
pace, well having that slight lead.
So thankfully for Yaroslav, no strip.
No, yes. And we did see that in the other match with Michael that there was multiple opportunities to score it, and sometimes it just ends up not being in hand. I think.
Oh, we got the roll off. We got swords from
there
Michael.
was also a
swords.
Swords. The
I believe that
underdog
Michael
being
is
Yaroslav, so
yeah.
he will have the choice. I think that we saw Get Stuck In actually discarded by Michael because it'll be rather difficult to expect that the Wurmspat are going to be back in their own territory for them to score at some point.
Seems like a reasonable discard at this point. All right, so all of the Idoneth and all of the Wurmspat are now inspired.
All right, so on to round 2. You
have to wonder about this first activation here.
Yeah, I think likely going to be.
We swing for the crab.
I would think you probably do. I think you probably wait on charging until you absolutely have to, just because you want to let Septimus do as much work now that he has Keen Eye and Great Strength out. But no, you want to go for the kill right away on Elathain.
So now, do we roll 5 dice for swords or 3 dice for hammers?
That's a great question. Looks like we're picking up a fistful.
Gotta love it.
Oh, no.
1 success.
Wow. And 2 successes in response. That looks very reminiscent of a game that we just had between the two of us.
It does look reminiscent. 5 dice for, at least Yaroslav rolled 1 success in his 5-die roll.
He did. As you can see, the World Championship players able to roll 5 dice better than I can.
Now, there we go. Hey, and I can roll 2 defense dice as well as one of the world finalists.
Yeah, that was a very big play. I think wanting to dive in there and get that kill makes a ton of sense. But now Septimus a bit out of position. I have to imagine Elathain's going to get out of there and make life difficult.
Yep. In the chat, we're seeing the comment of 5 dice always miss. I find that to be true. I would rather roll 4 or 6. Never give me 5 dice.
And at least in my experience, 7 may also be cursed because Davey has seen plenty of 7 dice rolls with no successes.
So really, it is 4 or 6 is really where you, as far as you want to push it.
Yeah. Ooh, interesting choice. Elathain deciding to stay in the fight and actually go after Fecula here. Ooh, extra dice here from the determined effort. Getting to go to 4 hammers, I believe, on this.
No.
As chat was saying, 4 dice, probably the sweet spot. We'll see if that holds true. Maybe
1
not.
success. A
Yeah,
crit and a shield. So even gets the stand fast.
Okay. So doing that so that he can get share of the load. Likely could have picked up share of the load in other ways, but choosing to try and put out some more damage onto Fecula. Both of these misses feel rather consequential. Fecula, ooh, maybe not. Was thinking about playing out. I see. So, getting to.
No, Canny Sapper.
Okay. Canny Sapper teleport away. So that is why he was willing to be so aggressive with Elathain.
Can't help but wonder if that charge with Septimus was too risky a choice.
Perhaps, but knowing that you have the 1-game lead and knowing that if you land that attack, you probably close the deal right here, I do wonder if maybe you are willing to go a little more aggressive.
Headlong charge or great speed would go a long way here.
It certainly would. We would almost certainly like to see that if you're Yaroslav. But contemplating his choices here. He's got plenty of power cards, but unsure as to what to do with them probably because the ideal targets are now out of reach. Tamael certainly still killable here, or at least damageable. I shouldn't say killable. You would need a couple hits on Tamael to actually take him down, but his defense profile not nearly as good. Choosing to put great fortitude onto the Dune Claw here.
Oh, that is
pretty helpful.
beefy crab.
Out of one-shot territory, or well, Specule only hits for 2 damage, so actually probably wasn't in one-shot territory anyway. But
Okay.
Choosing to attack on Furain here.
Yep, that's shooting attack.
Quite a few dice.
That is 2 successes.
Couple successes there. A die that did not stay in the tray. We're gonna roll it again.
No successes. 1 success because of the
but that
cover.
won't be enough, I don't believe. So Furain will take the 1 damage and stand fast.
And get staggered.
And stagger on that. That is very interesting. I do wonder, given that Michael isn't delving right now, I wonder if he's playing towards Torn Landscape, trying to keep those tokens down. Yeah, and now delving that one down does lead me to believe he is probably trying to play towards Torn Landscape. Obviously, Strip the Realm, always top of mind. Keen Eye also coming out on... Ooh, are we going to see a crab try and take on Sepsimus, mano a mano? Or crab a mano, perhaps.
Claw.
Yes, we are. A charging crab with cleave here, I believe. With
so a crit and a hit,
I believe. And he will get critical effort. Ooh, but
and a crit and a block.
Oh, but if he has cleave, that's only 1 crit.
But he does reduce the damage.
Does reduce the damage, though.
So we saw 1 glory scored.
Oh, and I wonder, keeping the angle there and charging backwards with Duneclaw being deemed entirely reasonable from Michael's perspective because he can then push back towards the token later. A healing potion coming out. Being the underdog, we'll have a chance for this to heal too. Ooh,
and it does.
Goes through. That's pretty big. Sepsimus back to full health, making it incredibly difficult to take down these giant seized fighters. I think, quick score check here, I believe I see that Michael's at 7. So I think maybe we thought there was a little more on the table there. Absolutely incredible to be having such close and tight games, but also having such close and tight dice back and forth. The dice seeming to swing in favor of both players from time to time, and hoping that as they oscillate back and forth, that they help both players equally.
Yep.
The getting the activation, I think, here now for Yaroslav.
Oh, a
Choosing to
charge.
charge onto that token so that he has a opportunity to keep trying to deny, strip the realm here, while continuing to chip away at Furain.
Oh, that is a crit and a success. We're waiting for the
Furain
reroll from the
was
stagger.
staggered, so
That is
and
one
no,
success.
just the one success, but she can continue to stand fast. So not being shifted, damage slowly adding up. Certainly within kill range now if he's able to get another charge off via some power cards.
Continued thought here in the power step.
Quite a few options to consider. Only the one activation left for Yaroslav after this, so he will have to be very careful to make sure that he is able to stay on a token denying Strip the Realm. We see the delve now rather than waiting. I think that is probably a reasonable choice just in case another fighter comes through and is able to drive her away. Could mean that that treasure token is still available for Septimus to walk back onto if there is no overrun or push back onto the token after the attack.
Certainly looks like this game is tipping slightly into Michael's favor.
I'm not feeling that confident to say to make that claim just yet. I think it'll really come down to the end phase here. The scoring does not look. We know at this point that Michael has the ability to get Torn Landscape, but we would certainly need to have a little bit more insurance if we want to guarantee that. Broken Prospects not able to score at the moment, and Torn Landscape also currently off the table. And trying to play to deny or to set up one of those may preclude doing the other. Now, of course, this play tying, just a move because we do not want to have, well, actually, no, we don't have to worry about all the charge tokens, though. Perhaps, oh boy. Yes, and that was what we had talked about before. Pushing through with Septimus, he is certainly able to make a charge on Furain for the kill if he can get the dice through, which
I think you have to try.
You'd have to think, with the weight of dice that he does have and the damage available, it is entirely possible. 5 swords, a reroll for 4 damage. Certainly seems like it could get the job done.
Do you go for the
Here we
3
go.
swords, 3
Big
for
dice roll
hammers
here.
for 3 damage, which would be enough?
Yes, it would be enough. Just the one success, the reroll. Up. Okay, there it is. The reroll. No.
So one single success.
Wow. Getting the cover. So no
Brutal.
Oh, he chose to use brutal. Wow. Wow. Okay. That is big. Taking Furain off the board gives a lot of control. No crit, though, for the overrun. So that token is staying delved down. Torn Landscape, most likely possible here. I do imagine that... wow. Okay, so I think that Michael's game plan probably was with that move to then be able to make an attack onto Fecula to try and drive her off the token for a strip, but he is now only allowed to charge if he makes a core action, which he can't do. So the only option he is left with is a focus. That card still being incredibly powerful. That was really, really big.
So it does give Michael the opportunity to maybe fish for some power cards, ditch some things in his hand that he wouldn't be able to do.
Yes.
And further fish since we're going into the end phase. So could really search for some specific power cards going into.
Correct.
But it certainly, I think, more damaging, completely shuts down any activation options he had.
Yeah. Playing Trapped Cash, putting some damage onto Fecula, I think that's reasonable. Red Aftermath for 1. And Fields of Blood. So, and aim for the top. Yes, there are plenty of fighters damaged, so aim for the top. Certainly able to score there. So for a total of 3. Starting to push the score up. I would imagine that there's going to be some amount of end phase scoring for Michael, but what was just denied? Oh my, Brawler. Quite good, and sharpen points, and all of it going onto Septimus. Septimus becoming somewhat of a titan here. He is probably going to say, fine, he'll do it himself. Lost in the Dark and Torn Landscape, picking up 3 more for Michael. But that is still an incredibly tight score going here into round 3. I do have to wonder, given that he only scored 2 of his cards, if that means the Torn Landscape was in hand and was being prepped for. Starting to run low on fighters here, so the ability to continue to deny some of the scoring from Reckless Fury becomes a little bit harder, as you don't want to have to charge out, but you may need to. And there is Strip going away. Michael feeling like he can't afford not to see more of his deck.
I think that makes sense.
Yes, given where the game is, I think that we know the margins are going to be slim, and trying to kill both of those fighters and keep them off tokens feels pretty unlikely.
All right, we have the roll off.
Hammer. Ooh, just the single. Yaroslav getting the choice. Another power card going to Michael that could actually be fairly big, but if he can charge with Septimus or even stand here with Septimus, because he does have great strength, and just start to put out some damage, things could get really tight for Michael.
So we do see the charge.
Yes, and we are deciding to go, again, wanting to try and take out Elathain here.
Will we see more than one sword on this initial roll?
You would have to think he's due. But as we say, the
6 swords, determined effort.
Determined effort to just in case, one more.
That is
my
3
goodness.
crits.
Yes.
With a crit on the defense, but not
no.
enough.
Taking him out and getting strong start here. I think that
that is a strong start indeed.
Yeah, a very late start, but a strong one nonetheless. I have to wonder though if that is going to be sealing the deal here.
Say again?
Sealing the deal.
Ah, yes.
It feels rather consequential.
And then a duelist.
Yeah, being able to cover up the token. Not as much need of that these we know that Strip is gone. Trying to pick up broken prospects at this point feels incredibly difficult. If he could drive Fecula off and delve that token, I suppose that is a route to making it happen. That is certainly easier said than done.
Well,
both players delving. I would imagine that Michael probably has delving for wealth in his hand now. So probably trying to work towards that with 3 delves.
Yep. I think we may see a standing shot from Tamael this
very well
next activation. Nope. We're consulting before playing a power card, I believe.
Yes, checking to see what else is probably available. Double checking
the score.
Yeah, he wants to know if he's counted everything up properly with the bounty. Putting out hidden aid onto Fecula, I would
Onto
imagine.
Fecula. Something going out onto Tamael.
Yes. Unclear. I think it was Duelist, but not entirely sure about
No,
that.
it was one glory. We know that much.
Yes, the standing shot as you thought. One crit. And
No
nothing for Fecula.
successes.
Wow. Getting the drive back. Being able to delve after the fact. Continuing towards that. Yes. Changing mind about where to drive her back. Checking the token number for the delve. Potentially working towards the thought process of maybe having to worry about tiebreakers here on the token value.
Yep. And I believe that was critical effort or branching fate. I think it's branching fate. That looks like Ephelum.
Ah, yes. Branching fate was probably the score there.
Yep.
Incredibly close once again. Really anybody's game still. Having to play super cagey here to try and make sure that you don't end up giving up a big score here in the final end phase.
Skylar asking how many objective cards in Yaroslav's hands. He has all three.
I believe 3, yes.
Yep.
It's a little hard to say that for certain as they are on the table right now. Playing out accurate, I would imagine also going on to Fecula. Probably wanting to charge and try and take out, or at least significantly damage Tamayo here. Fecula certainly going to need to charge. I have to imagine Unrelenting Massacre still in play, although there are quite a few cards in the deck still for Yaroslav as well, so it is possible that he hasn't seen it yet. Thinking through the moves. Probably thinking through timing of remaining moves as well. Thinking a few activations forward. There are quite a few options. And getting the sequencing wrong could be a deciding factor here.
The early charge to kill Elathain certainly seemed valuable, but I don't know that it makes the decisions here any easier.
No. Some guesswork here in the chat by Skylar. Potential remaining cards: Arena Mortis, Unrelenting Massacre, and then what else? Yes. Quite a few options still in the deck. I also think that at this point, it is possible that even if he had it in hand, Yaroslav may not really be wanting to be playing towards Arena Mortis because I don't think it's really possible. I don't think Michael's going to give it to him. He'd have to do something to be able to put out those extra charge tokens. And I think the crab might actually just be staying there for the rest of the game.
Oh, with a twist the knife.
Okay, so we are going to try to put out quite a bit of damage here.
3 hammers for 3 damage with Aya. Twist the knife would force the Grievous.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
So with a reroll because of the stagger.
Oh,
crit and a
into the crit
success.
success with, I believe,
No successes.
no successes in response.
Critical effort.
3 damage.
Branching fate.
Wow. That was pretty big, I think. Driving back.
Opting not
Does not want to overrun.
to
I
overrun.
think so that he can continue to have range 3. Well, he would have range onto the tokens. So maybe keeping the range 2 attack. Specula. That is correct. Specula. No, it's range 1 and 3.
Right.
So yes. I'm not entirely sure why not grabbing the token. Because you still have the range 3 option to both other treasures. Score isn't still tight, but with 3 now as the differential, it is getting hard to see the path forward. Needing to be able to pick up some good end phase scoring here, and I think with only the 2 fighters and not really being able to reach enough tokens, it'd be a bit difficult. Although token 5 for Broken Prospects is still in play. If
both players inspecting hands,
yeah,
making
or
counts.
well, scored piles and played piles, trying to understand what are the remaining cards that could be coming out. It does feel like a play for Broken Prospects would be pretty important here, but I don't know.
It would be risky, as any treasure token that Tamael would want to delve down is within range of Fecula doing that last damage.
Yeah, I know. And I think that Yaroslav knows that. Probably even part of the problem of trying to think through all the activations here, because losing Tamael would be for 2 more bounty and probably a deciding factor for the game. It's awfully difficult with only the 1 health remaining on Tamael.
Having already seen Healing Potion.
Yes. We know there's not a way to heal to get him back out of kill range. And
have we seen Prideful Duelist this game?
No, but that would require making an attack in enemy territory.
Oh,
and,
a charge. This is an interesting choice.
This is extremely bold. I'm
2 hammers.
sure.
Oh, Hidden Aid.
Yeah.
Comes 3 successes, so
this is likely
looking
to go
for crits
through,
or
but
shields
we'll see.
here.
Yep, it's the damage reduction. Dealing out some additional damage, but Fecula perhaps doing the math and realizing that the best route forward is the 3 bounty that could be picked up by killing Fecula. That's got to be a bit of a scary prospect for Yaroslav, in that if Fecula does go down,
choosing not to drive back.
Yeah, I think there may be a push option to let the Crab try and finish the job next round if Fecula is still there without a charge.
Would be a 1 glory differential if Fecula is able to take out Tamael.
Yes.
Which, knowing these 2 players and knowing the outcome of the last round, might be enough.
That might be all it takes, yes. Probably a certain amount of statistical odds being factored in here to
okay,
decide.
so duelisting away.
Thinking through the options, yes. Choosing to duelist away.
Yep. That would let the Crab move on to the token. But we may see a charge.
We see duelist for Fecula as well. Probably so that she can attack and then push. Potentially.
All right.
This is tight. This is rather tight. It's
ranged attack.
Yes, it's going to be the ranged attack here.
4 for swords. Wondering if the stream dice will prove me wrong on my 4 is better than 5 claim. This is a big roll.
It is a very big roll. This is probably
that is 2 crits.
Certainly defendable.
And a reroll.
But rather difficult to imagine getting 2 successes here now.
No successes.
And that is Tamael down 2 bounty. And
gets stuck in.
Oh.
A 3 bounty.
And then being able to duelist away to stay further away from the crab.
Yeah.
I think at this point, Michael probably knows that if he charges and tries to kill Fecula, that is also probably handing Unrelenting Massacre to Yaroslav, and so that is no longer a viable option. I believe, as far as I can tell, Yaroslav has done it. We don't know for sure.
This is it is quite the hill to climb.
We ain't heard no bell, as they like to say.
As they say.
But either way, an incredibly entertaining game, and yes, they move, being able to pick up the surge, likely. Yes, okay, picking up yet another surge with the frenzied rush, because he already has the charged Fecula in enemy territory. The Broken Prospects will score, but being down by 6, the 2 glory is just not going to be enough. Walking away, ooh, and that will be able to also get Arena Mortis. I don't believe that there is a play left. Yes. Michael realizing that the game was done.
What a great game.
Being able to pick up 3 more. The excitement, the relief, having done it, having gone all the way, pulling out the Polish flag to represent the country, and to go and celebrate with his teammates.
What a great game.
Victory lap. No.
So Michael coming over, we'll give him a handshake. Well fought, sir. Well played.
Yes.
So
very, very well played game. Very well done. Obviously, never going to be an easy matchup. Wurmspat, very tough. Elathain's, lots of tricks. Could have really gone either way in either game. But as we know, you need a lot of skill and a little luck
and
to
a
be
little
able
luck.
to win in Underworlds, and especially playing at such a high level for the World Championships of Warhammer. So we have a new country taking the mantle. First year was the USA, second year Italy, and now Poland.
So I think at this point maybe we can possibly get Yaroslav back on.
Yes, give us maybe a little more information about his strategy now that the tournament is over. Let us know a little bit about how he's feeling right now, perhaps.
Yeah, because I think as I was counting, as I sat through the deck count, and there were some comments in the thread, I believe he is running 14 objectives, which is quite the bold choice.
It is. It is.
But it obviously has worked out for him. So who am I to question it, other than to maybe ask questions about it and understand his mindset as he goes into that.
Yeah, it could very well be that there's a number of redundant, easy to score, aggressive end phase cards that if he can't score them, he's more than happy to let them go.
Sure.
And be able to just have that consistency of not running out of cards.
Right.
Because he is running some of the less easy to score things like Unrelenting Massacre.
Sure.
Where you probably are going to, in many games, end up deciding that needs to be discarded, and you'll want to have enough cards to replace them throughout the game.
Right.
But so, I think as we let Yaroslav take his victory lap right now, we will take a quick break, and we'll see if we come back here with another interview.
All right, folks, we are back here. Welcome your new Warhammer Underworlds World Champion, Jarosław from Poland. Congratulations to everyone.
Thank you.
How are you feeling right now?
Overwhelmed?
Overwhelmed? In a
Yeah.
good way?
No, in a bad way. Come on. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
So damn
I can't imagine.
happy.
Some relief, I imagine.
Relief? Yes. Yeah. Definitely. After the first round of the first game, when I fucked up the push, because I had my War Scroll push still available for me, I could have pushed the Sepsimus onto the treasure
To get the
to prevent strip.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
We saw the move on the stream and wondered if you were kicking yourself about that one.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I was.
Yes.
Yep, I was.
Yes.
Very.
A very, very tight game.
Oh yeah.
So knowing, we figured going into the next game, you wouldn't let that one happen again.
Yep.
And absolutely, we saw it come out. It must have been a relief when you saw Strip the Realm hit the discard pile. Any other thoughts about that game? Things that you felt were critical moments? Anything you just had going through your mind as you were working through the incredibly tight positioning of Elathain's? You don't remember? Very fair.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I remember.
The one moment, yes.
Yeah, I was pissed about my...
Yes, well...
Yeah, but Michael did a great job.
Absolutely.
Did everything he could, but still...
Yeah. Well,
Nurgle is...
It's so tough, right?
There.
Yeah, being able to reduce damage on so many of those attacks.
Yeah.
Just those incremental small reductions. It adds up.
Dracula lived because of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then being able to combine that with some healing. Just be able to keep pulling off tokens.
Yep.
Just make it a slog for your opponent.
Yeah, but that was also a problem for me when he healed Furain. I was not able to inspire my guys as quickly as I wanted. So
absolutely.
Yeah, that was crucial in the first game.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. Some incredibly heady play. Probably some of the hardest games you've probably played in a long time, I imagine.
From yesterday.
Compared to yesterday, yes. Yeah. Well, so
from
maybe not a long time.
And the day before that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had the hardest best of 3 the day before, on the second day. That was the hardest best of 3 of my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was up there, but yeah.
Yeah. Some dice working out in your favor here in game 2 to close it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
In game 1, come on, that attack into the crab with just two hammers and Grievous from War Scroll. That was a Hail Mary attempt. If that wouldn't go through, I had Massacre on my hand. It wouldn't be scored. That would be a game failed.
Yes, so, absolutely.
No. That was, the dice were gracious.
Very gracious, yes. Being helpful in your favor.
Yeah.
So just wondering, I know I had spoken to some of your other teammates about, you'd all thought that Wurmspat was probably the warband to beat here. You've now proven yourselves correct.
Yeah, we thought so. We thought that Wurmspat might be the Drum effect from the last year, and there were only 4 of us.
Yeah.
With 3 of us from Poland. So
yeah,
that was a big surprise because the other guys tagged their decks into mirror matchups.
Right, sure. So they knew that they thought they would see Wurmspat and need to beat it, and then it turned out they actually didn't.
Yeah, I haven't faced any Wurmspats the whole tournament.
Yeah.
And also no Molochs for me, so yeah, that was...
Now, is that something...
With 7 Molochs, 7 or 9?
There were 7.
That was...
Yeah.
I think I was lucky with that.
It certainly feels a little lucky. Is Moloch something else that you thought was going to be a contender here?
No. Seriously, no.
Yeah.
I didn't consider it even.
Yeah.
Moloch is great, but I didn't thought it would be on that level.
Yeah. Do you think that it would have been a hard matchup for you against Moloch if you had to face one?
depending on what decks would be played by him.
Okay.
There were two styles. One was Barf.
Yep.
And that would be easier because he wanted to do the same as me, and we would be scoring.
You'd be working
together.
Yeah.
But the other ones with not
Deadly Synergy, I believe.
Deadly Synergy and
Blazing Assault.
Yeah, that would be way more difficult for me, I believe. But I haven't faced it yet, so yeah.
We had it on stream, so you could go back and catch that game if you'd like to.
Yeah.
It was with Daniela from winning last year.
Yeah.
So, were there any other warbands that you guys had on your radar then going into the tournament? Zarbag?
Always.
Yeah, always?
Zarbag, always.
Can't count them out?
With PNP and Slayers. The only counter for that, I think, the hard counter was my deck.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or Blazing Cataclysm.
Sure.
With Wurmspat, but Wurmspat specifically.
Okay. Very interesting. Any reason for that, you think?
Wurmspat inspires easily on
when there's so many
Zarbag.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got always something to hit, and they just don't defend.
Sure.
So,
yeah. Only the one dodge.
And inspired Wurmspat is very hard to kill.
Yes. Yeah. Very.
The only thing that would matter would be a Haymaker.
Yes.
Early on. But when I faced Michał from Poland as well, with that pairing, when he put Haymaker on one of the squeaks, looked at me, come on, don't tell me. Yeah, Blade Catcher.
Wow.
And the other ones but were on the other side of the board, so yeah, that was
very
Haymaker
nice.
with no effect.
Very nice.
So.
All right. Well, I think the folks from Warcom are going to want to talk to you. Very gracious for you to come and talk to us yet again. Again, congratulations on your win, and congratulations to Poland. And that's going to do it for us today, folks. Your new world champion. Goodbye, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you all next year at the World Championships of Warhammer.
I hope.